Hi guys, welcome to my channel, Caffeine Queen Crafts. My name is Sarah. We are here tonight with a WIP and chat. WIP is work in progress, chat is chat. I'm just gonna talk at you for roughly the next hour. Keep you company. So, right now we have out Elegance Fuchsia, which is my big behemoth final boss project. It is a 60 by 70 centimeter kit, and it has 198 colors. So we are in it, we are deep in it. I finished about one row. We're doing the outsides first, and then we'll go back and do the insides. That's the part that's taking a long time. Dad and I have not been working on it super religiously, but we're gonna lock in for the evening. So I have a cover minder here from Merrimack. It is the Cat Crystal. Cat Chrysalis. You can see the little kitties. It's so cute. And then I have a hand-turned pen from Shimmering Canvases. It kind of felt vibey. I have my first tray. Sorry for the noise. Of colors there. And we're gonna take the old, I think this was patty wax that was in here. Yeah, we're gonna take the old stuff out. I've got a 5-placer also from Shimmering Canvases in here, like the oil slick kind of rainbow color one. And then I have an all-in-one placer also from Shimmering Canvases on the other side. Take the old stuff out. If you're doing this, I like to use a pair of needle nose tweezers that's not my best ones. Like, this is not the needle nose tweezers you use if you're doing pixels or anything like that. This is, you know, the needle nose tweezers you're not wild about. All right, and then for my single placer, I have Super Sticky from Patty Wax, which is a staple for me. I love Super Sticky. So to fill it up, you just sort of scrape it. Get it all in there, which is great. And then I also have this grape lollipop from Pure Bliss Wax Co. And it smells exactly like a grape lollipop. So sometimes Pure Bliss Wax Co.'s putty can be kind of soft. This is not so soft though, probably because the weather's getting colder. So putty can be very dependent on weather and climate. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna push that in a little. Make sure we are all loaded up. Hold on, this pen is twirling a little. Let me get some washi. So if you find that your multi-placer is like not quite fitting very well in your pen, sometimes companies make them a little smaller than they need to. You can just take a piece of washi tape and wrap it along the bottom to sort of thicken it up a little. I might have made that too big. Let me pull some of that off. Okay. There we go. That's better. It's still spinny, but it's not quite as spinny. All right. Nice. Okay. And then that putty's feeling a little soft, so I'm just gonna dab it on my pants. Just that it's a little more broken in. All right. We have our pen all loaded. I'm going to take this is my pen cutter, my ceramic pen cutter. I'm just going to slice along this line that I already measured out with my washi tape. There we go. And then we got our section already. Yay! All right, and then I have a tray from Forever Young. So something I do that I know might be a little unusual is I like my tray to kind of contrast with my drills a little more. I don't like it when the tray and the drills blend in together too much. So that's why we're doing a silver or gray tray for this very colorful project so that the drills stand out a little better. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. This is gonna be very confetti heavy, obviously, but what can you do? 198 colors. You'd kind of be confused if it wasn't super confetti heavy. So this kit is definitely taking me a while. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth in terms of entertainment. That super sticky was really doing its job. Okay, here we go. Place and drills. So this is the second time I have been working on this kit for a WIP and chat. And I feel like when I do work on this kit for a WIP and chat, I don't tend to talk quite as much because maybe I'm doing more scanning. But if I remember, we're going to try to do a missed color counter. And that's every time I see a symbol that I already put away, we're gonna keep track of how often it happens today. If editing Sarah can figure out how, but I believe in her. I do. I may be believing her a little too much, but I do believe in her. Getting some wax on that. I've heard of this thing called sacrificial drills, where it's like, you just sort of test it out on trash drills to sort of get the excess off your pen. I've never tried it, but it might be worth it. Okay. All right, we're locked in. How are we doing? How's our week going? It is Monday night. I always film these on Monday, and then I post them on Wednesday morning, just to kind of give myself a day to edit and get everything together. Because, normally after I film these, I go straight to bed. It's just who I am. I'm a tired lady. And this week in particular, I feel like I'm not going to be quite at my peak performance. So, my kiddo, everything kind of got a little off kilter and off schedule. I'm a very big creature of routine. I build the routine, we stick to the routine. I'm like that at work. I'm like that in my personal life. It's just, we do this on Tuesdays, this on Mondays, this on Wednesdays. And if things are off, then I'm off. And it just bothers me because I like to be on my routine. And this week we were not. Really, I feel like I have not been on my routine pretty much all of October, which is a common problem to have when you work in education. October, things are, like there's holiday stuff going on, there's events. In particular, we had you know, for Indigenous Peoples Day, the kids were off and we were off, but then also they scheduled a Teacher Institute Day where the kids were off an extra day, but we went in to get some work done and have meetings, and those are always something else, but it throws off my routine, my very carefully cultivated routine. And then after we, you know, recovered from that shorter week, or those 2 shorter weeks, because it was, you know, we had a Teacher Institute Day on a Friday, Indigenous Peoples Day that Monday, so the kids were out 4 days, we were out 3, and when we came back, had to sort of rebuild everything a little bit not from scratch, but like reteach the kids, like, nope, this is what we do. This is our routine. This is how we do it. And then the week after that, they had parent-teacher conferences, which the way we did it at my school was the kids left school on Wednesday at the usual time. The teachers then stayed at school until 8 p.m. to have conferences with parents. And I am totally all for that. Like, having it at times when it's easier for parents to come in because they're not working is how it should be. I'm not complaining about that. That was fine. But then Thursday, there was no school for the kids. We had parent-teacher conferences and all day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. we were at the school doing parent-teacher conferences without the kids. Okay, so then essentially the kids had a 3-day week and then another 4-day weekend. And today was the first day they were back from that. And it went better than I thought it would. But then we also have Halloween this week. So, you know, that's going to be what it's going to be. Which is chaos. It's going to be chaos. Because everything is chaos. All right. I don't see any more of this little arrow symbol. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to be brave. I'm going to put it away. I feel so stressed now that I said we're going to do this counter. Ooh, all right. Putting it away. It's away. So the nice thing about the Forever Young trays is that they have the little shelf built in. They've got the angle, the stopper. I like having them at an angle. I do think I prefer the Firefly tray. But my Firefly tray is purple, which obviously will not work for this kit. Okay. Now we're doing 154, which is one of my favorite colors in the DMC. All right. There we go. It's this 2 symbol. So let's dive in. Anyway, today was the first day the kids were back. And my week is already going to be hectic and crazy enough because I'm not going to be in at work on Wednesday because I have to get a root canal. I would rather be at school. I'm annoyed I have to go get a root canal. I'm annoyed I have to take a day off to do it. I was making my sub plans this morning. And I'm just like, I don't want to miss a day. I feel like we've already missed so many days. But what can you do? And the other thing that annoys me is, so if you're new here, I am a reading interventionist. That means I spend my whole day working with kids who need to learn how to read and who need extra help, like a little extra support to get their reading journey going. And it's called Response to Intervention, or RTI. Most schools have a RTI teacher these days in reading and one in math. My math counterpart said to me, he was like, Sarah, are you thinking about December yet? Because we have to retest, which is not at all what I wanted to hear. So we assess everyone in the building 3 times a year, which essentially means every single kid in the building takes some kind of test with both of us or one of our assistants. Every kid in the building has to read to me or to my assistant for at least a minute. Most of them wind up reading for 2. I found it. There's an arrow right there. That's 1. That's 1. Oh, I'm annoyed. 1. Anyway. And this process takes 2 weeks. And in that 2 weeks, we kind of got to pause. We're not teaching. We're not teaching. We're just testing and collecting data. And man, does it drive me up the wall. Because I'm like, you know that old cartoon or meme or whatever of the guy whose dog has a ball. And the dog, walks up to his master and is like, throw ball. And the guy goes to take the ball. And the dog clamps down on the ball and is like, no take, only throw. Well, that's what I'm feeling like right now. I would like to get the data. I would like to get the data and the numbers on, what progress the kids have made. I want to get that data. I love that data. I'm a data nerd. I found a new way to collect data on the program we use. I am going drunk with power, and I'm assigning all kinds of new, little mini assessments, progress monitoring they're called, where, you give a little test that doesn't take as long to see how it goes, to see how they're doing. Left and right and center. There's another one. That's 2. That's 2. And I love data. I love getting the data. But I don't want to stop teaching to get the data. I just want to teach. And I don't want someone else to get the data, because then they'd have to, take my kids away from me to go get the data. And that just doesn't sound like a good use of time. So I would like the data. It's not a waste of time. I know it's not a waste of time. It's actually a very important, valuable use of time. I would just like the data to just appear on my computer. That is what I want. I want the data to just appear on my computer. I don't want to go collect it. I don't want to have to take the time to go collect it. I want the data, but I don't want to go get the data. Get data, no take data. Just get data. I hate it. I hate it so much, but until someone invents a way to just magically assess kids' progress and compare it to their numbers from the fall in about 4-ish weeks, 4+ weeks. Oh, look, another one. That's 3. I'm going to be complaining about having to stop to get some data. Ugh. My goodness. If anybody out there knows how to magically just get data without stopping to take it, let me know in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And I know I'm being a super nerd right now talking about data. But, teachers that do what I do, teachers that are in special ed or intervention, we're kind of nerds. We like data and numbers. And we like having those data and numbers to back us up. But I also really like teaching, and I want to keep teaching, and I don't want to stop to get the data. That sounds annoying. What can you do, though? What can you do? Answer, nothing. You can't do anything. It is what it is. Anyway, he was talking to me about, like, what dates do we want to start? Like, do we want to email everybody that we're going to start taking that data? And I'm like, God, you're asking me so many good and pointed, true questions that I need to have an answer and an opinion on, but it's the end of the day and I'm tired and I don't know. Anyway. And he's like, yeah, we're probably only going to progress monitor like one more time. One or two more times. Cool. Cool. I don't want to, but cool. Okay. Oh, look. Another one. Is that 4? I think that's 4. Am I blind? Is that just what it is? I'm just blind? I'm not blind, but like, I checked. You guys heard me describing how I was checking. I feel like the difference between these two colors is minimal. All right. I know there's probably some people out there who are like, just fill it in with the color you're doing. It's not that different. I don't know. I'm a perfectionist. Let's see. Well, I just saw a 5th one of that yellow arrow. Oh my God. 5 little pixels and I can't. Okay, we're looking for the 2 symbol now. There's another 2. I see another 2. Right there. Okay, let's look. Do we see another 2? Let's look more carefully than we did last time. I'm scanning. I'm still scanning. I think we're good. That's a very big I think. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be bold and brave. And I'm going to put it away. Okay, we're putting it away. This is me putting it away. We're like probably less than 20 minutes into this weapon chat. I've already missed 5. Sorry, little pixels. Editing Sarah's going to have her work cut out for her. All right, I'm going to do this yellow square. So, I do like this color too. This is 915. Look at that. It's like a pretty, kind of more fuchsia-y purple. That's where we're at in terms of work. But as we were talking about December, he just then goes, yeah, and before you know it, it's going to be May. And I'm like, I can't even talk to you about December. Why are you talking to me about May? And he was like, well, why don't we just go ahead and look and decide on our May dates? And I'm like, no, I can't with you right now. After state testing, that's all I want. Just, you know, that's what I care about, is after state testing. That's when I'll take the other. Oh, I know, and I'm like, you just fast forwarded through an entire school year. I feel like there's a lot that's going to be going on between now and then. It's not even Halloween yet. It's Halloween on Friday, but it's not Halloween yet. Ugh. I gotta tell him to chill out. He'd had his afternoon cup of coffee, and I'd skipped my afternoon cup of coffee, so we were just on different wavelengths. What else is going on? I don't know. I love this art so much, and I'm really excited to be working on it. It feels good to be working on this. In terms of diamond painting, I am also working on Left in Ruins, which I've been doing my last couple WIP and chats. Working on that, and she's looking really good. But she's round, very computer rendered, also very confetti heavy, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's nice to kind of get into a different color palette every now and then, switch it up, do some squares. I also haven't touched this in all of October, so it'll be nice to, you know, have something to show off on my month in review, not just being like, I didn't do any of Elegance Fuchsia this month. But I think after I'm done, there's 3 more kits that I am allowed to kit up this year. And then I'm not allowed to kit up anymore until this bad girl's done. I don't want to call him her bad guy. I feel like this is a very feminine kit with all the pinks. I don't know. I love how this is looking. Just these 3 colors together already. They look really good. I think at least. So, yep. We had a nice long weekend though, and the main issue though that I had besides parent-teacher conferences, it also affected my personal life. Because I felt just a little sad during parent-teacher conferences, especially around 4 o'clock and around 7 o'clock. Because 7 o'clock is bedtime, 4 o'clock is pickup time. And so I'm like, obviously not there because I am working. And so she was picked up, little bitty. We call her Holly on this channel. That's a code name. She was picked up by her grandpa and her aunt on different days. And then she had to be put to bed by them too because bedtime's at 7 and I did not get off work until 8. And so, you know, I miss bedtime. And it was sad. I don't like missing bedtime. And I really only saw her in the morning on Wednesday and Thursday to get her up and drop her off. And I missed her. I missed her a lot. I missed her so much that I texted her daycare and I was like, I've decided she's going to stay with me on Friday because I have the day off and we're going to go to the Magic House, which is a children's museum here in St. Louis. And in October, they do this thing that they call the Not So Haunted House, where basically in every exhibit room and every like little area, they have a bucket with treats and snacks in it for the kids to take. The children come in costume. The workers are in costume. They sign autographs. I guess their characters kind of very Disney-esque. Mary Poppins was there. Who else did we say? Pete the Cat was there. You know, all kinds of fun things. And you just go from section of the museum to section of the museum in your costume, playing, getting candy, getting autographs. It was quite adorable. She had a really good time. She's Cinderella this year, and I am the fairy godmother. I elected not to go in my costume because I just, you know, I wasn't quite feeling it. So she had a great time. Essentially, we went to every room and found every slide and slid on every slide, and she loves slides, and she loves going up the stairs. Ooh, sorry, big yawn. Up slides. It's very sweet. She'd get to the top, she'd look back at me, she'd clap, and then she'd go down. She had a really great time. And it was nice to see her and spend time with her like that since I'd really been not seeing her all week. All right. I think that is it for this little guy. Let me just do a quick scan. I think we're good. Yeah. I'm going to put it away. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to put it away. All right, we're putting it away. We're being bold and brave. Like the maniacs that we are. All right. Next up. Next up, I'm kind of thinking this guy here. 3834. We're deep in the purples tonight. It matches my hair and I love it. I'm so satisfying about that. I'm sure all of you watching are like, yeah, we know, Sarah. That's why we're here. That's why we do this. All right. What else has been going on? We did the Not So Haunted House, but anyway, there were a couple. I did come home from parent-teacher conferences a couple times, and she was up, which she really shouldn't have been. It was over an hour past bedtime, and so we were fighting sleep left and right. And then Friday, when we were supposed to go to the Not So Haunted House, she refused to nap before we went. She was happy as a clam once we got there, but she was so cranky before. She was probably happy because she fell asleep on the drive over. So she got a little bit of rest, but I'm going to scan real quick, make double, extra, triple short. I think we're okay. Oof. And then I'm going to get out this like square here with the dot, this half a square with the dot in the center. That's what I am feeling now in terms of colors. 718. Ooh. Okay. But, so she didn't nap, so she was up late Thursday. She didn't nap on Friday, except for a car nap. And then she fought sleep Friday night. And then when Saturday night rolled around, she was just still so exhausted. Like all of that had been building up. And she had what must have been just a couple horrible nightmares in a row on Saturday. Like we had been cruising for a bruising in terms of sleep. And so she was just up and down Saturday night. Just lots of tears, lots of crying. Sad, sad, sad. Very clingy, which is super unusual for her. She was just tired. And so Sunday rolled around and she was just a cranky pants because she basically hadn't gotten the sleep she needed since Wednesday. I assume. I was not able to put her down myself on Wednesday. Her grandfather did. But she was just cranky, cranky, cranky. And we go to my aunt's house to play cards on Sunday. And she was just not having it. Everyone was like, she's normally such... There's one there. I missed one. What is that, 6? That's 6, I think. Everyone commented, they were like, she's usually so happy. What's going on? I had to be like, her sleep schedule is just got off because of parent-teacher conferences. Now it's even worse. And so I put her down We had to leave my aunt's house early after only one game, which is a shame because I was cleaning up at cards. We don't even play for money, so not that it matters, but like every game we played 3 games, 2 on Friday, 1 on Sunday. I won every one of them, so I was having a good week. And then this upcoming week, I'll probably have a bad week because that's how it goes. But anyway, I had to take her home early, like right after we ate food, just because she was not having it. And when we got home at like 6:30, she was done. She was rubbing her eyes. She was so tired. She was cooked. So I put her down to bed straight away. She fell asleep and she stayed asleep. I woke her up this morning when it was finally time to go. Because she was just so tired. And her daycare was like, she keeps rubbing her eyes. We think her hair's in her face. And I'm like, no, I think that she's still tired. As evidenced by the fact that, again, normally you guys can hear her when I do WIP and chats because she's up, goofing off, playing, talking to herself, fighting it. But she is out like a light tonight. Her head hit that crib and she was just gone. Man. Poor thing. What another great example of how parent-teacher conferences just throw everything off for me. They threw off the sleep schedule. They threw off just everything. And my work schedule. I know that they're important and I don't regret doing them. I'm just complaining about the side effect of them. If you're watching this in your school scheduling parent-teacher conferences, please go. Teachers want to see you and talk to you. If your kid's doing well, if your kid's doing poorly, they want to see you and talk to you. Because if you come, that tells us then, you are invested in your child's education. We are not doing this alone. That's all we want to hear. We're all on the same team, I tell parents. We're on the same team. You want what's best for your kiddo. I want what's best for your kiddo. And even the conferences where I'm like, here's some data, and I know it doesn't look like good data, but here's what this data doesn't show you, and blah, blah, blah. I try to stay positive. I try to be honest, but I want to make sure that not all of it is negative. I want to make sure that, parents leave feeling like, okay, like, if their kid has struggles, then, they have tools for how to handle it, but then they also feel like, their teachers care. Because we do. We do care. We want what's best for the kids. We want them to do well. Try not to yawn. I feel like I yawn too much in these. I'm scanning for this symbol. Making sure I got it all. I think I did. Okay. I'm going to put it away. And there's still symbols left in this tray that I have out right now. But I'm going to switch to a different tray for a bit. Just to kind of make sure that we're keeping everything moving. I don't want us to get stuck too much in one color. So I've been in the purple and green tray, and I know I haven't really even touched the greens, but that's mostly because I want to do this 310 and this spade symbol before I do the greens. Whew. Why am I putting the cover back on? I don't want to do that. I do want to put the cover back on, but I want to put the cover back on this tray. So let's see. That was what this tray that we've been in, I've been kind of unofficially calling the purple tray. It's a lot of different tray. What tray is this? This is the browns tray. And I want the diamonds in there, but I want either this yellow square or that yellow spade. I'm not seeing either of those in this one. So we're not going to go in this one either just yet. Then I have the blue tray. All right, I see the spade. It's in this one. The blue, it's in the blue-yellow tray. So we're going to get, yeah, that spade down. So this is $9.39, which is that kind of dark blue teal sort of color. That was an annoying plastic sound. I'm very sorry. All right. But yeah, that's what's going on so far with our work and our lives and everything. We have Halloween coming up. She's going to be Cinderella. I'm going to be the fairy godmother. It'll be adorable. We've both tried on her costumes. We're pretty cute, if I do say so myself. And I'm excited because I feel like last Halloween, she was just sort of there. You know, like we went trick-or-treating with some friends. And she was just sort of in the stroller. Just sort of there existing. And now she's a little older. She likes to socialize more. I feel like she's going to get more out of this Halloween than she did last year. Because she's going to be 2 soon. She's closer to 2 now than she is to 1. Which I have complicated feelings about, but we'll leave that for another time. And she's going to do what she does. But we'll go around. We'll get our trick-or-treats. And then there's a couple still Halloween events taking place this weekend, even though Halloween's on Friday. So we'll do that, and it'll be a good time. I'm excited for this Halloween. And I know it doesn't sound it. It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I promise you I'm not. I'm just tired. Because my sleep schedule is also off. Because her sleep schedule was also off. So everyone's sleep schedule is off. This is the second week in a row I have blithered at you about sleep and sleep schedules in a WIP and chat. I'm so sorry. You guys are like, hey, Sarah, are you tired? Yes. Yes, I am. How can you tell? And what's my response? To whip out my 198 color WIP. Because maybe I hate myself. I don't seem to want to be nice to myself. That sure is something. Hold on, the drills are sticking at the middle point on this putty. Just give it a little dab on the paint, see if that helps. Get everything to stick just a little less. I don't even remember how many colors we've done at this point, guys. I think I've been keeping count pretty accurately of the missed symbols, but who knows? All right, let me see. What else did I write down? I don't script these out, but I try to gather my thoughts before I turn the camera on so that it's not like total chaos. Ooh. No. I don't know what we're going to do for Halloween at school. I know that we're supposed to come in costume on Friday. And my math counterpart and I talked about it, and we agreed that we both have tiny children at home. And I was like, I don't have time to find another costume. Do you have time to find another costume? And he was like, no. And my family costume doesn't make as much, is not as cute without my family. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm the fairy godmother from Cinderella. That's not as adorable without, you know, a teeny tiny Cinderella standing next to me. And so we decided to keep things simple. We were just going to be each other. He's going to be me. I'm going to be him. I'll wear a collared shirt. He'll wear a headband. It'll be adorable. And very low maintenance. I dropped it. I don't know where that went. Wow. So, I know that's what I'm wearing to school. Teachers often need two different Halloween costumes. You need your school costume and your not school costume. When I was younger, the not school costumes were not school appropriate. And now I'm older and I'm a mom, and my not school costume is, you know, a costume that matches your child's costume. And it's not cute if your child is not next to you. So, I barely like getting one Halloween costume, let alone two. I think I've had to accept that I am not naturally a teacher that loves Halloween. Like, there's a meme that goes around where it's like, you know, two different styles of teachers. And there's the ones that are super into Halloween and the ones that are not super into Halloween. And I am the one that is not super into Halloween. I was at a school where, like, each department would have, like, a Halloween costume contest kind of thing. And I would always forget what we decided we were going to be and do. There's photos of me with people in, like, these really elaborate, beautiful costumes. And I'm like, it was Jurassic Park was the theme that year. So there's, like, photos of people in these really gorgeous, elaborate Jurassic Park costumes. And then me with a dinosaur puppet on my hand. Because it's just not who I am. And obviously I do it for my kid. That's a different story. But, I mean, even when before her, we would not do, like, I had one Halloween costume that I just wore every year. All right. I think that is it. Let me give one more scan. I really feel like I'm missing. Yep, there's one. All right, still scanning. Sound like a robot. I'm scanning. I'm scanning. I think we're okay. So I'm going to put this away. I'm putting it away. And I'm going to put the whole tray away too. Which means that if I see one of these colors just pop up, that's going to be a bit of a bigger problem than usual. I'm putting it away. You know what, I am going to do this red triangle here, though. Because that one's giving me the side eye. It's looking at me funny. This is more of a green. And it is blue. There's a couple colors where, like, I should pop them into the other container, but I'm a lazy girl. So, it is what it is. We're getting into the greens now. I'm liking seeing the color progression on this kit. It's a very nice color progression. That was a good pop. All right, anyway. What else is going on? I don't think a lot else is going on. We'll move into content. So, content. This Monday, I posted my 5 a.m. challenge. It's the first time I've ever done a diamond painting challenge video. That was a new experience for me. I got up for 5 days in a row, 5 weekdays, at 5 a.m. and diamond painted. And it served its purpose. So we're moving over to a new location for Holly's daycare. If you're a regular here and you've heard me explain this like a million times, I'm so sorry. But she's moving over to a new daycare location. They're opening a center. They were a home facility and now they're opening a center. They're just waiting on licensing to go through. Should be sometime next week, they said. And I wanted to get us on the schedule where we're getting up earlier now. And by us, I mean me. I'm not switching her over to that schedule until it's absolutely time. Like until we are going to the new center instead of the old house. Kind of vibe. But I don't like switching both of us at the same time to a new schedule. So I switched myself first this time. And I'm going to switch her next. And I kind of used that 5 a.m. diamond painting challenge as a method to get me used to getting up at 5. Although since then, that's when I've really upped my talk about sleep. So clearly we're still adjusting, but we're in the habit now. All right, I'm scanning for more of those red triangles. Don't think I see any. I think we're good. It's wild. Wild. So this is the tree. I think we're in the tree here right now. And that's, part of why it's so confetti heavy. The other part is because, 198 colors. All right, so that's the video that went up Monday. And then this Sunday, this is up on Wednesday. And then this Sunday, I think we are looking 310. Got the 310. It was in the pink tray. Don't know why the 310's in the pink tray. Sarah of the past obviously made a weird decision there. So this video is going up Wednesday, and then this Sunday, I think is going to have to be the month in review. Obviously, I haven't filmed the month in review yet, but I'm probably going to try to film it maybe during nap time on Saturday. No, it's going to have to be on Friday. I'm going to have to film it on Halloween after trick-or-treating. Ooh, that's going to be rough. A couple families in our area give away adult beverages with trick-or-treating, so I guess I can't have too many of those if I need to film later. Maybe I'll film Thursday night. We'll see. We'll have to play it by ear. I might just have to film Thursday night if I want to get it up on Sunday. So stay tuned on what I wind up doing with that. But then the other thing is I recently started doing pixels with more intention. I got my first order of name brand pixels, and guys, night and day difference between the knockoff ones I had and actual pixels. Totally worth the price difference in my mind. But so I think that is going to wind up probably being a start to finish. I've got like an unboxing, and then I wound up time-lapsing myself finishing almost a whole pixel project. So I might just put that up as a start to finish. I know that I haven't posted a lot of pixel content. I've only really ever posted diamond painting, with the exception of the time I was like, build a book nook with me. But that one didn't do quite as well as I thought it would, so, which makes sense because not a lot of diamond painters also build book nooks. It's a very finicky experience. And as I'm talking, I'm remembering there's also a Lego set I want to build for my classroom, because we don't have a lot of natural light, so I wanted to have some of those floral plant Legos in my room to give the illusion of light. We're all about the illusion of light. But that's probably not going to be something I make a video about. It's just going to be something I need to find the time to do. I haven't built some Legos in a second. So that'll be fun. I believe it's the Orchid kit is what I've got. That'll be good. It's been a minute since I've built Legos. Yeah, I'm mostly just diamond painting these days, which is fine. I have not really worked on my cross stitch at all this week. I was gonna try to read the third book in the Kingmaker series, but instead I was like, this book reminds me of this fan fiction I read once. I really loved that fan fiction. So now I've been reading again, but I've been not reading the book I set out to read. I've been reading fan fiction. But you know what? We'll take it. Reading is reading is reading. So, fan fiction. I love fan fiction. I used to write fan fiction. I should go back and I should finish the fan fictions that I have, that I never finished, that I started. And by finish, I mean writing them. I'm not going to say what they are, because I don't know, I'm just too embarrassed to even associate myself and my name with them. I made some choices in my, I'm not even going to say youth. That was like not that long ago. It's pre-baby, but not that long ago. I'm going to take a drink. My goodness. All right, I'm going to scan, make sure I got all this 310 before I put it up. Scanning. 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 All right, I don't see any 310. I'm going to do some of this, the pinks, while we've got this tray out. This is so much confetti. Okay. My hand's right here by this little yellow oval. There's not a lot of it, but let's just do it. All right, and then in terms of, I've been reading the fan fiction. And then I've also been rewatching The Arrow, which, yeah, the Oliver Queen, Felicity Smoke thing. I'm on the second season right now. So I'm at the point where it's starting to hit its stride. It's starting to, you know, kind of find itself as a show. CW shows usually follow a formula, in my mind. The first season's always a little bit different than the others. There's just a couple characters that never quite pan out, that stay the whole season but then don't come back. And there's a few things that they envisioned going a certain way but then wind up going a different way. The first season is always kind of them finding it. The second season is they've found it. The third season is they've hit their stride. And then by the time the fifth season rolls around, it's just bad. Arrow, that's true for the most part. Arrow's fifth season, I actually think, is... Actually, I would say it starts going downhill after the fifth season. The fifth season is usually still good. But then you hit season 6, and something just goes wrong. Like in the Arrow season 6, I don't know. The villain, I just sort of found not very... Like, the big bad of the season was just sort of like, meh. This is the guy who brings us to our knees. Really? This guy? We survived? All these other people, and this is the guy? Okay. I had a hard time believing that. He was not a good villain, in my opinion. And then... 7th season was more of him, which really annoyed me. Because I'm like, okay, he wasn't even that good of a villain in his 1 season. Now he gets 2. Okay, that's boring. Anyway. And then the 8th season rolled around, and I was like, I think you guys have just... You've hired fan fiction writers to cover the end of this season, because it's got totally off the rails. Because, again, that's just sort of what I think happens to CW shows after they've been on 5 years. They hit their rhythms seasons 2 through 5 and then fall out of it pretty hard. Although season 4 of The Arrow wasn't the most amazing either. It was good. It was not nearly as bad as some others, but it was good. Anyone who says season 4 was the worst season, though, I say, did you not watch season 8? I don't think you did. I'm going to do this arch symbol now. Decent number of this symbol, too. This is DMC number 917. Color 116. Oh, blows my mind how many colors are in this kit. I know that there are some 200 color count kits out there, but I'm mostly scared of them because I think that they have double-sided adhesive. And I have never diamond painted on double-sided adhesive, and I think that is an experience I'm okay not having. Because it sounds stressful. I'm basing that off of, like, a couple throwaway comments some other diamond painters have made. But I'm cool never experiencing double-sided adhesive. I'm fine with that. Much like I'm fine never experiencing square acrylic gels. I'm also cool never experiencing that. There are some things that I'm just okay with taking other people's words on. And that is one of them. That's not looking half bad. No? This is not supposed to be there. No, it's not looking bad at all. I actually think it's looking kind of good. Kind of good. Everybody always is like, oh no, confetti is the worst. I think it's worth it. Confetti is a lot, but I think it's worth it. Alright, what else are we doing? I started the In the Mind of Aaron Hernandez documentary. It's given a lot of OJ vibes, which I think it's supposed to. But that is what it is. That's what it's supposed to do. That's some trash drills right there. Not a lot of trash I feel like I've found or had to deal with in this kit so far. Knock on wood. Knock on wood when you say things like that, Sarah. Alright. And then in terms of what I've been listening to, I tried to start, I did finish my audiobook, The Void Moon. I did it during downtimes during parent-teacher conferences where I was just doing some cutting and some prepping, just to have some noise on in the background. It really helped me be more efficient, and loved that. That was good. Let's see. Are there any more arches? It was stressful, but I was happy with the way that book ended. And now I'm back into the Harry Bosch world. I started something Darkness. I forget what it was, but I started it. And then also, if anybody has watched, I believe it released over the summer, The Band on Netflix. It's a reality show, kind of like Love is Blind, but for musicians, where people want to build a band. It's hosted by AJ from the Backstreet Boys. And the people listen to, like, you know, different humans audition while they're in the pods. That's the Love is Blind part. You don't see what they look like or anything. You can kind of talk to people, but, you know, you just sort of are like, yes, I like how this person sounds, and I would like to be in a band with this person. I could see myself being in a band with someone who sounds like that. And so, my favorite group on that show, season 4. That's the name of the group, not the season. Season 4. It was the first season. They have released a new single to go along with their tour. And I am so happy that they are still together after the show. And I'm kind of obsessed with their new single. It's just sort of been playing on a loop in my head since I heard it. And I saw the music video today, and I'm so excited, and I love it. So it's called Back to Me by Season 4. You guys should take a listen if you're kind of into that R&B sort of funk sound. But I was really happy to see that they continued, because I felt that they had very good complementary voices. That was, you know. 7. There's that arch symbol. I missed it. Where did I even put it? Where did it go? There it is. But that has been stuck in my head kind of all day. So, I'm just waiting for the album to go along with it. They're going on concert, so I have to assume they've got enough material for a concert. And by material, I mean like an original material. I'm just kind of waiting for it to come. With bit of bated breath, but I'm not the most patient person. I say as I do like 87 million years worth of confetti. I think we're good though. All right. I'd say we finished maybe a third of that in an hour. That's not bad. I go a little slower during WIP and chats because I'm talking. But here we are. All right. We did that. So I'm going to end it here. If you made it all the way to the end, why don't you leave me a pink heart for all this pink in this kit. Loving me some pink. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that your caffeine is hitting just right, and that you have a good day, and that your crafting is going really well. Bye.